Ryan Garcia gets clowned by Gervonta Davis for being offered $200,000 for a fight. I guess Gervonta Davis thinks that is little money, that's little man money. And for Gervonta Davis, it probably is. Ryan Garcia's not happy about it, but he probably should be. And let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Oh yes, to be young and focus on dumb shit. Excuse me, was that too close? Was that too early to cuss in the video? I hope that it wasn't. Anyway, Ryan Garcia, who's I think is a future champion. Golden Boy's #1 prospect as far as, potential to be a megastar because of the way people talk about him. Now, I would say he's the #1 prospect for Golden Boy, but I don't believe that's the case. I believe that the #1 prospect for Golden Boy Promotions is up at 147 pounds, and his name is Virgil Ortiz. But Ryan Garcia is definitely a fixture now in the boxing world, an excellent fighter and an excellent young talent, without a doubt. There's a question of whether or not he is the highest level of talent that there is, especially in his age range. But at this point in time, he's an undefeated fighter. He's coming off of 2 first-round knockouts, one over Romero Duno. You like that? Guy that keeps complaining to me for calling him Jason Bruno. I know somebody that has a name similar to that. That's why I keep calling him, why I call Romero Duno Jason Duno. My mistake. I apologize for that. But hey, man, you know who I'm talking about. The most important person in that sentence is Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia is been offered fights by DAZN. He fights for Golden Boy, and Golden Boy is aired on DAZN. And he is quite hot about the money that is offered to him for his next fight. $200,000. Seems like DAZN is not throwing money around like they've lost their mind right now. But who would have known? Who could have predicted that an organization that probably lost 90% of that may have lost, if people have sense, 95% of their subscribers, and have and on top of it, have a business model where they're not adjusting the price based on the fact that a whole lot of people don't have money and there's no live events. So, hey man, they might not be so willing to spend a ton of money right now until they get that, the laundry machine going. Once they get the laundry machine going again, I have a suspicion that the pay will go up. That helps them out. You know what I mean? Losses are good. And anyway, that's Ryan Garcia. So what we're going to talk about in here, though, is, does that make sense? Ryan, does that make sense? To be upset about making $200,000 for a boxing match in the middle of in a situation where most people, many, I wouldn't say most, but because I don't know if it's most, it feels like a lot for sure, don't have the opportunity to make a living at all, right? DAZN doesn't have the opportunity. It's not their fault that they lost all their subscribers, that they lost so many subscribers, more than likely. It's because of the scenario that's out there. But also, here's the thing. And this is why I think where I, as an older guy looking at Ryan Garcia, who is a young guy, a young man, can't be older than 22, 23 years old, right? And you've been through this, right? Or I've been through it. Maybe you've been through it. But it's called peer pressure. Ryan Garcia has a group of champions, young men around him who he grew up with, competing with, who he was on an even level with in the amateurs, right? And those are guys like Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, who else is Chris? I gotta believe Chris Colbert, but Chris Colbert is actually, I think Chris Colbert is a better fighter than Ryan Garcia, but he's not getting the pub that Ryan Garcia is getting. But you see all these guys, he's in this back and forth with Gervonta Davis. These are all guys with Gervonta Davis, at least, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson are all guys that have won championships, right? But Ryan Garcia has not. Now, I think I understand why Ryan Garcia is not, and that's because the matchmakers for I don't know, does DAZN have matchmakers? Sometimes I wonder, like, do they have them? But Golden Boy has matchmakers, you know, so obviously the Golden Boy matchmakers are like, let's go a little slow with this kid. Let's go a little slower with him than, say, you know, than ESPN or Top Rank would say that then they're doing with Teofimo Lopez. Now, part of the problem might also be that Golden Boy really doesn't have a lot of top name fighters for him to fight or cherry picks available for him, right? But there's a rumor that, you know, Jorge Linares might be in the work for him. But, you know, that said, the peer pressure around being around all these guys to get a title, to hurry up and get a title, to hurry up and get the $1 million paydays and all of that stuff, you know, and more than likely with DAZN, he was getting paid a lot of money, because I do recall he's had this money conversation / this issue with Oscar De La Hoya before, where he was saying, hey man, I'm selling all the tickets. I'm the person everybody's coming to see, but you're not giving me the money that I deserve. He had that issue already. So, you know, and so on top of it, he was probably obviously making more than $200,000 as well before, but not now, man. And I think that he's missing it. If he was not to take the fight, I think that he would be making a bad mistake. Because first, they're not going to give Ryan Garcia anybody that is going to beat him, right? Because in order to pay you that money on a budget that is that slim right now, they're going to have to get somebody that you can roll over. So pretty much, you get into training camp, something you should be doing anyway to keep yourself sharp. You get into training camp, you go into the fight. You might wind up with $80,000, you know, depending on how much you got to pay your promoter and how much you got to pay your sparring partners and the cost of your camp and all of that, you know. And then after that, taxes, you know, you might walk away with, say you walk away with $100,000. Hey man, that's $100,000. It's still $100,000 you would not have had. And you have an opportunity to pretty much get a captive audience, because who else is fighting right now? Nobody else is fighting. Now, that captive audience would, you know, it would be, you know, a little more convincing argument, the whole, you know, the fact that he could have a captive audience if he wasn't with DAZN, which doesn't have a lot of people. So maybe now that I think about it in the mid video, Ryan Garcia is like, shoot, ain't nobody watching me over there on DAZN. You better pay me some money to fight over there, because that's the big money that they're offering him that would make it worth fighting over on DAZN, because ain't nobody watching DAZN. And I have to tell you now, I hate when this happens, by the way, because I came into this video thinking, this is why I don't script videos. Like, I don't write them down, script them, other than like a general outline to know what I want to talk about in the high level points. Because in the middle of the video, sometimes you get an aha moment and you don't want to have to start all over again. This is an aha moment. Man, that's all he would get is the cash. So pretty much it would just be a $500,000 sparring match that would be viewed by very few people. Because I'm not signing up for $20 for a month to see Ryan Garcia fight. No, boxing's going to have to come all the way back. It's going to have to come all the way back, and DAZN is going to have to drop them prices before I sign up for that. Unless, you know, yeah, that's pretty tough. There, if Canelo fought, I'm still gonna stream it. I'll find a way to watch it. I'm not paying the money for all of that. But yeah, so Ryan Garcia is in a little bit of a knot, but still, you know, at least he would get a fight, and then and he gets some money in his pocket. That, however, he might feel is, you know, puts him at risk to them trying to, you know what they say, you give them a rope, they want to be a cowboy, you know, give them an inch, they want to take a mile. So there's the risk that if he gives them an inch and is willing to take that pay cut, that they may say that the next fight, right? So he now working with somebody, because you know these people ain't loyal. These hoes don't love you. You know what I mean? They don't love you. So if you cut them a break, you cut somebody like Oscar a break, or you cut somebody like those DAZN dudes a break. Hey man, they might think you're soft. So okay, that works for me. Yeah, okay, I give you that break. Hey, I'm gonna ask you for a break every time. Hey, our numbers are a little bit under. We're not quite where we want to be. And yeah, we got to pay Canelo his $35 million, but we got to give you this $200 grand. Ooh, that's tough, man. It's a rock and a hard place. If he's got enough money not to fight, though, hey, so maybe he shouldn't. If he's got enough money to fight, but if he doesn't, put the money in your, get that money in your bank account and move on, Ryan. Because I don't know, you got to get the money while you can, Ryan. Because the rest of those dudes, like Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, I can't see you beating them, man. I can't see you beating them. But that's just my take. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.